Lytudiep greets everyone. After a serious illness, old memories come flooding back to Lytudiep. Fear and insecurity come to her again. She wants to run away, but there is still Jane by her side. Will the memories of John or the child she is carrying make Lytudiep have to give up everything so that Jane deserves a better life? Today let's follow this story in a city where the rush of life conceals the silent struggles of the heart. There once was a love so deep it seemed unbreakable. Diep, a woman with eyes that once held the world's warmth, vanished without warning. And James, a powerful and composed CEO, the kind of man who believed he could command any storm, found himself powerless against the disappearance of the woman who meant everything to him. The day Diep went missing, James's world shattered. He stopped sleeping, stopped eating, lived only to search for her. Each passing day drained more color from his life, leaving him to wander through a blur of despair and aching hope. But Diep was nowhere to be found, as if she had been erased from existence. When Diep awoke, she was lying in an unfamiliar room, her memories stripped away like fallen petals in the wind. She didn't know her name, didn't know where she was from, and most of all, didn't know who James was. Only fleeting images haunted her dreams, a hand reaching for hers, a soft gaze beneath the rain, the echo of the voice calling James. She had been rescued by Officer Lee, a quiet, stoic man who treated her with kindness and care, sheltering her like a lost bird too fragile to fly. Still, her memories remained scattered, a shattered mirror that cut deeper with every glimpse. James, meanwhile, in his relentless search for Diep, stumbled upon something far more sinister. His former business associate John, once thought to be an honest man running a timber export company, was not who he seemed. Strange shipping records, mismatched data, hidden accounts, and mysterious transactions led James to uncover the truth. The timber trade was a cover for a global money laundering and drug trafficking operation. The deeper he dug, the more dangerous it became. He turned to Officer Lee. In dimly lit cafes tucked in quiet alleyways, the two men pored over files and evidence. James, drawing from his high-level business contacts, provided critical intel. Lee, armed with determination, saw the opportunity to strike at the heart of the syndicate. But they were missing a link. And that's when James took the risk. He offered to go deeper, knowing it might cost him everything. For him, the only thing more terrifying than danger was the thought of never finding Diep again. Then came Hugh, a shadowy figure with no official title, yet influence that ran deep through both the corporate and criminal underworld. One evening, he knocked on Lee's door with a briefcase stuffed with money and a chilling proposition: make John's charges go away. Lee didn't flinch. He didn't accept. Instead, he made a bold move. He played the part of the corrupt cop, feigning ambition and greed to infiltrate the syndicate from the inside. "Let me in," he said coolly, "and I'll prove I'm more valuable than you imagined." What no one knew was that at that very moment, Diep's memory was returning, piece by piece. Vivid flashes of James's touch, his eyes, their laughter, came rushing back. Her name, her past, and the reason she had disappeared all resurfaced like ghosts. She remembered John. She remembered the fear. She remembered running. But when she overheard a hushed conversation between Lee and Hugh, words like reduced sentence, benefits, and join the network, she misunderstood. Her fragile trust shattered. She didn't know that Lee was undercover. She believed she had been betrayed. Terrified and heartbroken, Diep made the only choice she felt she had. She ran. In the dead of night, with no phone, no ID, no money, only a few belongings and a weight of confusion, she vanished once again. Her footsteps echoed along unfamiliar roads, her breath clouding in the cold as she wandered deeper into the unknown. She slept under trees, turned away from motels, curled up on stone benches with nothing but a half-empty bottle of water and a heart breaking all over again. Hunger gnawed at her. The winter wind cut through her thin clothes, And still, she pressed on. Because if she stayed, James might be dragged into the darkness too. James never stopped searching. While others urged him to give up, to move on, he held firm. To him, love wasn't just a memory, it was a vow. He combed through shelters, hospitals, slums, any place she might have passed through. He called the media, worked with police, and used every connection he had. Still, there was nothing. Only silence. On the loneliest nights, he returned to her old house, a small, quiet place that still breathed with echoes of her. He cleaned it, dusted the shelves, placed fresh white flowers in a vase on the table, as if she might walk through the door again and smile at him like she once did. And every time he heard a car, every time a stranger passed by, his heart would leap, only to fall again. He wept, not out of weakness, but because pain needs a place to go. And his love for Diep had nowhere left to live except in memory. But even through the anguish, he believed one thing with unwavering certainty: Diep was alive. She had survived worse. She was strong. And one day, she would come back to him. And when that day came, when the storm passed, he wanted to be there, waiting, ready to hold her once more. Now, they live in parallel, one running to protect, the other searching through shadows. Between them stands misunderstanding, danger, and an invisible thread of love stretched across time and fear. But the flame still burns, quietly, fiercely, unwilling to die. Because some love stories are not just about meeting. They're about finding your way back, no matter how far you've gone, or how long it takes.